also like to say good morning to everybody.
Good morning.
I'm going to be reading Judges, the 2nd chapter. I will be reading out of the Holy Name Bible, containing the Holy Name version of the Old and New Testament, critically compared with ancient authorities and various manuscripts, revised by the late A.B. Traina of the Scripture Research Association. Judges, the 2nd chapter. And an angel of Yahweh came up from Gilgal to Bochim, and said, I made you to go up out of Egypt, and have brought you up into a land which I swore unto your fathers. And I said, I will never break my covenant with you. And ye shall make no league with the inhabitants of this land. Ye shall throw down their altars, but ye have not obeyed my voice. Why have ye done this? Wherefore I also said, I will not drive them out from before you, but they shall be as thorns in your sides, and their idols shall be a snare unto you. And it came to pass, when the angel of Yahweh spoke these words unto all the children of Israel, that the people lifted up their voice and wept. And they called the name of that place Bochim, and they sacrificed there unto Yahweh. And when Joshua had let the people go, the children of Israel went every man unto his inheritance to possess the land. And the people served Yahweh all the days of Joshua, and all the days of the elders that outlived Joshua, who had seen all the great works of Yahweh that he did for Israel. And Joshua, the son of Nun, the servant of Yahweh, died, being 110 years old. And they buried him in the border of his inheritance in Timnath-Heres, in the mount of Ephraim, on the north side of the hill of Gash. And also all that generation were gathered unto their fathers. And there arose another generation after them, which knew not Yahweh, nor yet the works which he had done for Israel. And the children of Israel did evil in the sight of Yahweh, and served Baalim. And they forsook Yahweh, Elohim of their fathers, which brought them out of the land of Egypt, and followed the idols of the people that were round about them, and bowed themselves unto them, and provoked Yahweh to anger. And they forsook Yahweh, and served Baal and Asheroth. And the anger of Yahweh was hot against Israel, and he delivered them into the hands of the spoilers that spoiled them. And he sold them into the hands of their enemies round about, so that they would not any longer stand before their enemies. Whithersoever they went out, the hand of Yahweh was against them for evil, as Yahweh had said, and as Yahweh has sworn unto them, and they were greatly distressed. Nevertheless, Yahweh raised up judges, which delivered them out of the hand of those that spoiled them. And yet they could not hearken unto their judges, but they went a-whoring after idols, and bowed themselves unto them. They turned quickly out of the way which their fathers walked in, obeying the commandments of Yahweh, but they did not so. And when Yahweh raised them up judges, then Yahweh was with the judge, and delivered them out of the hand of their enemies all the days of the judge. For it repented Yahweh because of their groanings by reason of them that oppressed them and vexed them. And it came to pass, when the judge was dead, that they returned and corrupted themselves more than their fathers, in following idols to serve them, and to bow down unto them. They ceased not from their own doing, nor from their stubborn way. And the anger of Yahweh was hot against Israel. And he said, because that this people hath transgressed my covenant, which I commanded their fathers, and have not hearkened unto my voice, I will also not henceforth drive out any from before them of the nations which Joshua left when he died, that through them I may prove Israel, whether they will keep the way of Yahweh, to walk therein, as their fathers did keep it, or not. Therefore Yahweh left those nations, without driving them out hastily, neither delivered he them into the hand of Joshua. I just read Judges, 2nd chapter.
Please turn off all cell phones and put them on silent mode. And our speaker this morning will be Eugene, Dr. Fred Allen Jr.
To those that were not here Friday night, I'll give you just a real brief report of our trip. Los Angeles and Las Vegas. It was a very good trip overall. We went to LA on Thursday, stayed there Thursday night and Friday night, left Saturday going to Las Vegas, and Las Vegas to Monday morning. We left there right here late on Monday afternoon about 5:30. Overall, the people were in LA. We went to LA. We didn't go to class in LA, mainly because of the founder of Dr. Kennedy. Dr. Harris was out of town, and I didn't want to go say what I wanted to say before the people without him being present. So that's one reason I didn't go. The other reason, they had a ministers meeting on Friday night, and so we didn't go there. Some people found out we were in town that came over to where we were at, and there was just a lot of small talk. We didn't talk about the scripture and nothing like that. And some of them relatives of my wife that were there as well. And so we left Saturday morning going to Las Vegas. And the brother in there, they just almost walk in the place and they ask you questions. So that's the way they were there. And like all the time we got together, we always around to discuss questions. Deb got to meet one of her best friends when she first came to class in LA. She was living there in Las Vegas now, so that was a good reunion. I meant to call a friend of mine here and didn't take her back halfway home, so couldn't do that then. So anyhow, we had a very good trip. The brother there are hungry. They wanted to teach the doctrine that the founder of the school delivered unto us, and that's what we're striving for here as well. And the brother in there, anybody wants to go there, they're willing to help you in the arrangements there, as well as they're just hungry for the truth. So if you want to go visit the brother there. They are pulled away from the school that is in Las Vegas. And because of that, they were just trying to do on their own as much as they could. And that's what they were doing. And there's about 6 or 7 of them there now. And there probably will be some more later on because there's some people pulled away from the school there and not going anywhere. They found that there's somebody happens to be, they might join up with them. So we'll see what happens. That's our intent. I'm more geared to go and promote and help the brother that really want to know than I am trying to go and go into battles and fight. Not that I'm not willing to fight, but just that I want to take my time over with somebody with words falling on deaf ears. After saying all that, really been concerned about what's going on in the school. And I know my wife has talked about it a couple of times about this doctrine, of this teaching. Why don't we say it this way? This purpose of Yahweh. What is it about? It's about obedience and disobedience. If you go back to the beginning of the garden, all the way down to the present time, it's still about obedience and disobedience. And because of that, before that reason, then we have to see that what's happening. So, what I'm trying to, let me just ask you, this your first time or second time?
No, I've been here.
Okay, that's good. Recognize your face on that. Okay, good, that's good. What I'm going to try to do is try to do something that the Apostle Paul wants us to do. And then maybe we can benefit from it in our days that we're in the final section of Yahweh's purpose of plan right now. Here you have Paul, he wrote to the Romans, in the 10th chapter of Romans, figure about the 7th, 8th verse. And then go over to 1 Corinthians, Romans 15, well, 15 and 1, and 1 Corinthians 10 and about 8.
Romans 15 and 1.
Mm-hmm.
We then that are strong ought to bear the infirmities of the weak,
We that are strong should bear the infirmities of the weak, read,
and not to please ourselves.
and not to please ourselves, read.
Let every one of us please his neighbor for his good to edification.
Mm-hmm. Now, he said to the edification. Now, our goal, or my goal, is to teach and to educate that one might know the Creator as he really is and as he actually exists. See, I'm up for edifying the body. See, read on.
For even the Messiah pleased not himself,
Even the Messiah, he didn't please himself.
but as it is written,
But as it is written,
the reproaches of them that reproach thee.
Isaiah wrote there in the 53rd chapter of Isaiah that the reproach of others people will fall upon him. Okay, let's repeat it again.
For even the Messiah pleased not himself,
Mhm.
but as it is written, the reproaches of them that reproach thee fell on me.
Follow me, read.
For whatsoever things were written aforetime
Now he said, now for whatsoever things were written before time,
were written for our learning,
they were written for our learning. So it means we gotta go back and read what happened to the children of Israel, because that's what we already dealt with as a typical people, and see what they did, and then that should be a lesson to us, so that we should watch for and be obedient about as well. Okay? Did you finish that verse?
no. For whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning,
We're written for our learning,
that we through patience
that we, through patience
and comfort of the scriptures
and comfort, and the scripture's supposed to be a comfort to you. See? No, they shouldn't be an enemy to you, they should be a comfort to you. Read.
that we through patience and comfort of the scriptures might have hope.
That we might have hope. So you're going back into the scriptures, back into the writings of Moses and the prophets, to find out what happened among them as a comfort to us, and then also to cause us not to be disobedient to our Creator Yahweh. So that's his response to the Corinthians. I mean, to the
Romans.
Romans, it's Romans. See? Now we go to the Corinthians. What the Apostle Paul wrote to the Corinthians.
1 Corinthians 10 and 6.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Now these things were our examples,
Now these things were our examples,
to the intent we should not lust after evil things.
that we should not lust after any evil. Now what he's talking about this back here. See? Did you go up higher than that to pick up the thought? Or is that okay? Yeah, okay, go ahead then.
Yep.
Okay.
Neither ye be idolaters, as some of them,
Neither be idolaters as some of them.
as is written, the people sat down to eat and drink, and rose to play.
Mm-hmm.
Neither let us commit fornication,
Neither let us commit fornication,
as some of them committed.
as some of them commit. Now he's talking about Israel back here, so keep in mind, keep your eyes on Israel, and what Yahweh did with them, and what he said to them, and then you'll be able to be benefited by what they did, what happened to them. We've been told to go back and remember what happened to them, but if you don't know what happened to you, you're not going to be able to remember. Okay, read.
And fell in one day 320,000.
320,000.
Neither let us tempt Joshua, as some of them also tempted,
Mm-hmm.
and were destroyed of serpents.
We destroy the serpents. Read.
Neither murmur ye, as some of them also murmured, and were destroyed of destroyer.
And when they were destroyed of the destroyer.
Now all these things happened to them for examples.
Now these things happen unto them, I'm talking about to Israel, as an example. See, something you look at and watch and then be obedient to. Okay, read on.
And they are written for our admonition,
They are written for our ammunition, or our learning. See, read.
upon whom the ends of the world are come.
upon whom the end of the world will come now. See, a lot of people don't know that the world is in it twice already. And we're getting ready to come upon a third one right now. See? So there's a lot of things to learn, and we want to try to do that as we go too. Now, to understand what Paul's talking about, we got to go back and we got to do some reading. So you will be able to know that it's in the Bible. Because a lot of times I give disciples for you to read certain things and come back and haven't read them yet. So I'm going to have you read along with me. I know you read it. At least you heard it anyhow. Okay? So now let's do some reading. Now I'm going to go back to Yahweh dealing with Israel. Now, you have Yahweh giving commandments. Let's go back to this first. Exodus, the 20th chapter. Just read the first verse.
Exodus 20:1. And Elohim spake all these words, saying.
Now what we have now is Israel have been delivered out of the hands of the Egyptians, going through the divided waters of the Red Sea, and they're coming to the waters. And they're 47 days to the Mount Sinai, and then Yahweh had them to clean up, gather around the mountain, and this is now Yahweh is speaking to the congregation of Israel at the foot of the mountain. This is the first recorded congregation or assembly, or this is the first church.
Right.
Who's the minister? Yahweh himself. Speaking. Okay? Read now.
And Elohim spake all these words, saying.
Now it says, now I want to make it different. I want to make you understand the difference now. This is not Yahweh speaking.
Right.
This is Yahweh Elohim speaking. See? So Yahweh Elohim is speaking. This is Yahweh in this shape and form is speaking to Israel. Read.
I am Yahweh,
I am Yahweh,
thy Elohim,
thy Elohim, or thy God. Okay, read.
which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt,
And I, not Moses, I brought you out of the land of Egypt. Read.
out of the house of bondage.
Out of the house of bondage.
Thou shalt have no Elohim before me.
Now this is a requirement. I said, thou shalt have no other El or God before thee. Now this is the first commandment he's given to Israel. Read on.
Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven idol,
Don't make any graven idols. Read.
or any likeness of anything that is in heaven above.
Don't make an idol of anything in the heavens. That means don't make an idol of the sun. Don't make an idol of the stars.
Right.
Don't make an idol of nothing. Okay, read.
Or that is in the earth beneath.
Or that is in the earth beneath. That means your fish life. Don't make a god of fish, dog, whatever. Don't make any idols. So you read.
Or that is in the water under the earth. Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them,
Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them. Read.
nor serve them.
Nor do you serve them. Now this is a commandment he's given to Israel. Let me go back one step again. Now down here in Egypt, they're in bondage. The Egyptians, they worship many gods. And all the gods had names. And he's now announcing to them here, I am Yahweh that brought you out of the enemy. This is making a distinction between him and the gods they had served that they were under in Egypt. Now, he said, now don't bow down themselves to any images. Don't make any first thing, then bow down to them.
Right.
Okay? Now, after he gives the commandment to Israel back here, and he calls Moses into the top of the mountain, and showed him, Moses, he's up in the top of the mountain seeing the creation of Yahweh, revealed to him how he created the heavens and earth. Israel down here at the bottom, they were building a golden calf. This is in less than 40 days from the time he had told them, don't make any graven images. So I'm trying to establish that they are disobedient, ran off the jump start. They've only been out of Egypt about 3.5 months. And they're already disobeying his commandments. Okay? Now, I want to bring up some so you understand. We're talking about spiritual adultery. That's worshiping any other God. Any other God other than Yahweh. That's adultery in the eyes of Yahweh. And he is going to hold you responsible for that. Okay, now, you understand that. Now, let's look at Israel now. Okay, we're supposed to go back and look at this. Okay. Now, let's go over to Deuteronomy. Now, what is Deuteronomy? It's the second reading of the law. In other words, this is an overview of Israel, the things that happened to Israel from the time they come out of Egypt to they get ready to cross. They up here at the Jordan River, up here at the Jordan, getting ready to go across. And Yahweh now having Moses go over or rehearse to them all the things that happened to Israel. So when you read in Exodus, when you read Deuteronomy, you read about an overview of the things that happened to Israel. It goes over quite a bit, quite detail. I don't have time to do a whole lot of reading to do it. I'm going to spot this some. Okay, now, in the Deuteronomy, let's get the 7th chapter. Let's start with 6 and 1.
Deuteronomy 6 and 1.
Mm-hmm.
Now these are the commandments, the
Now,
statutes,
these are the commandments,
the statutes,
the statutes,
and the judgments,
and the judgments
which Yahweh your
of
Elohim,
Moses.
which
This is the judgment statutes of Yahweh to Israel. Okay, read.
which Yahweh your Elohim commanded to teach you,
Commanded to teach you
that you may do them
that
in the,
you may do them.
in the land whither ye go to possess it.
This is why he's teaching them. This is what they're supposed to remember. They're supposed to do in the land where they're going to possess. So that means that they're supposed to learn what they're out here in the world. They're supposed to learn and then be obedient to it. Then when they go over to Canaan, they're going to be a light to the people around them. Whatever them gods up there, whatever they worship up there, they're going to see that these are peculiar people in the eyes of Yahweh. And in their own eyes. Okay, read on.
That thou mayest fear Yahweh thy Elohim,
Now, this is what he wants. He wants you to fear Yahweh, thy Elohim. Read.
to keep all his statutes
To keep all his statutes
and his commandments,
and his commandments,
which I commanded thee,
which I, Yahweh, have commanded thee. Read.
thou and thy son,
Mm-hmm.
and thy son's son, all the days of thy life.
Now, that would mean then the fathers had to teach the children. If they're going to remember what they did. So that means they got to be passed on from generation to generation. They all would know what thus said Yahweh, what the Yahweh did for Israel. Okay? A little bit more.
And that thy days may be prolonged.
That by being obedient and keeping the commandments, you're going to have a longevity. You're going to have a long life.
Hear therefore, O
They
Israel,
should not hear, therefore, O Israel,
and observe to do it,
and observe to do it,
that it may be well with thee,
that it may be well with thee.
and that ye may increase mightily,
Mm-hmm.
as Yahweh Elohim of your fathers has promised thee, in the land that floweth with milk and honey.
Now, this is where they're going to go to, the land flowing with milk and honey. Okay, now, 7th verse, chapter.
When Yahweh thy Elohim shall bring thee into the land,
Now, when you go into the land of Canaan, read.
whither thou goest to possess it,
Mm-hmm.
and hast cast out many nations
And you
before thee,
cast out many nations before thee, read.
the Hittites,
The Hittites,
the Girgashites,
the Gerashites,
and the Amorites,
and these are nations that are up there in Canaan land,
right,
see, that they're going in to possess. Okay, read.
and the Canaanites,
Mhm.
and the Perizzites, and the Hivites, and the Jebusites, 7 nations greater and mightier than thou.
Now, he said these nations are greater and mightier than thou. Now, Israel is not no small group of people. See? But these nations are great. See? And they're going to go and possess it. Read on.
And when Yahweh thy Elohim shall deliver them before thee,
Now, when Yahweh should deliver them before thee,
that thou shalt smite them,
you're going to smite them. You're going to kill them. Read.
and utterly destroy them.
Utterly destroy them. This is what they're supposed to do when they go in the land. Read.
Thou shalt make no covenant with them,
Don't make any kind of agreements.
no show mercy unto them.
Don't show any mercy unto them.
Neither thou shalt make marriages with them.
Don't make marriages with them.
Thy daughter that thou shalt not give unto his son,
Mm-hmm.
nor his daughter shalt thou take unto thy son.
Mm-hmm.
For they
So he's telling them don't make no marriages with them up in Canaan, the Gentiles. Read on, speak to them.
for they will turn away thy son
What's
from
going to happen if you do that? If you do that, you know how it is, folks. A man seeks out a young lady, and they fall in love. He's going to do almost anything to please her. So now if she's wrong and doing something she ought not to do, he's going to easily be persuaded to do that which is wrong.
Say what?
You'll be easily persuaded to do that which is wrong. If she's wrong, he loves her.
Oh.
She says do this, you're going to go about doing it. See, we're going to pick up some things. I'm trying to set the things so you can see it, how the thing, it happens both ways. And what I say about a man happens the other way too. A woman can be in love with her husband and do and just bow down and do everything to him. And so it both consider God to each one, to each other. Remember, don't have any other before Yahweh. Okay, be on.
Fourth verse.
Mm-hmm.
For they will turn away thy son from following me.
Now, if I have a son, and he marries a Gentile here, he's going to turn his heart away from me, Yahweh. Remember, this is being told to them before they go into the land. Read on.
That they may serve other gods.
That they may serve other gods.
So will the anger of Yahweh be kindled against you.
So that the anger of Yahweh, he's going to be kindled against them. Going to be angry with them.
And destroy thee suddenly.
And destroy these suddenly. Okay, now you got what's been told. See? And they go in. And they possess the land. See? Now we read the scripture lesson there in Judges. Now Deuteronomy, then you got the book of Joshua, and then the book of Judges. Before we go to Judges, go to Joshua 32. No, is it 32? It will be 23, I'm sorry. I should know it in the 44 chapter 2.
Be courageous to keep all that is written in the book of law.
Huh?
Be courageous and do all that which is written in the
I went down, I told you the 24th chapter,
23rd.
23rd chapter, start around the 20th verse. 14?
14 to 24.
24, 14? Is there 14 either?
30 to 14, yeah. If you want 24:14, it says, now therefore fear Yahweh and serve him with sincerity.
Yeah.
Joshua 24:14.
Mm-hmm.
Now therefore, fear Yahweh and serve him in sincerity and in truth, and put away all the idols which your father served on the other side of the river and in Egypt, and serve ye Yahweh.
Now he's reminding them not to serve any idols as their fathers did. Back down here in Egypt. See? On the other side of the river, see? Okay, so just bear that in mind now, okay, read on. And then on this side of the river, remember the building over here? See? How many got destroyed because the building over here?
3,000.
3,000. Because the building over here. That's how many of among Israel that was faithful was wanting a God to go before them. Okay? Read on there.
24:15 of Joshua.
Mm-hmm.
And if it seem evil unto you to serve Yahweh, choose you this day whom ye will serve.
Now Joshua's putting the question there, choose you this day whom you will serve. Read.
Whether idols which your fathers served that were on the other side of the flood, or the idols of the Amorites in whose land ye dwell,
Mm-hmm.
but as for me and my house,
As for me and my, this is Joshua speaking now. As for me and my house,
we will serve Yahweh.
we will serve Yahweh. Read on.
And the people answered and said, Far be it from us that we should forsake Yahweh to serve idols.
And this is what they're saying. They don't want to forsake Yahweh. Read.
For Yahweh, our Elohim, He it is that brought us up and our
Now,
fathers.
now remember then they built the golden calf. The ones who built the golden calf said, this be the God to go before. This is what brought us up out of the land of Egypt. Now this got through building. And they've been moved from the Red Sea already 40-some days. And they're talking about this is God going before him. And he got through building. See? But now over here, now he's telling them, reminding them over here. See? Read it. No, this is after they're gone. They've gone into Canaan. They've gone, Joshua, they've gone into Canaan and they overtook these nations up here. See, I don't have time to do all the reading that has to be done. They did not destroy all the nations that was over there. They left some there. That Yahweh was going to use them to chastise Israel, to punish Israel when they were disobedient. Okay. So now, you want to know why sometimes you're tested. So you already tested them back here, so you ought to be tested.
Right.
Okay. Now, go to Judges. Okay, go to Judges, the second chapter. Start about 6 verse, 7 verse reading. If that's not a good place to give a verse.
Judges 6, or 2 and 6. And when Joshua had let the people go, the children of Israel went every man unto his inheritance.
Now he gathered them all together, and he talked to them, talked to them. Now they let them go, and they go back to their inheritance. Read the different plots of their lots they had back up in the kingdom. Okay, read.
And his inheritance to possess the land. And the people served Yahweh all the days of Joshua.
Now he said they served, see, Yahweh all the days of Joshua.
Yep.
As long as Joshua was with them, they served Yahweh. Read.
And all the days of the elders that outlived
Now
Joshua.
all the ones that were around Joshua and rose up with him, came up from out of the land of Egypt, when they all died. All that were eyewitnesses of the thing that Yahweh had done, what happened?
Who had seen all the works of Yahweh,
Which
he
had
did
seen
for
all
Israel.
the works of Yahweh. They saw him come divide the Red Sea, divide the River Jordan. See? They seen how Yahweh restored them and built the golden calf. They seen how he fed them in the water, manna, quail, and then gave them water out of the rock. He did all these things for them that they might know him. So as long as they knew them, all the ones that did know and remember Yahweh, the things he did, they walked up right before Yahweh. But as soon as those ones died, what do you have?
And Joshua, the son of Nun, the servant of Yahweh, died being 110 years old.
Mm-hmm.
And they buried him in the border of his inheritance,
Mm-hmm.
in Timnath-Heres, I guess, in the mount of Ephraim,
In the Mount of Ephraim, read.
in the north side of the hill of Gagash.
Mm-hmm.
And also all that generation were gathered unto their fathers.
All that generation, all that was in the wilderness, they all died over here. See, they died in that generation, read.
And there arose another generations after them,
Mm-hmm.
which knew not Yahweh,
Now they did not know Yahweh.
nor yet the works which he had done for Israel.
Now they're not going to remember what Yahweh did and did not do.
Right.
Therefore, they're going to go about creating, designing their own concept, their own opinion. See, and you're going to have a problem. Okay, read on.
And the children of Israel did evil in the sight of Yahweh,
Now they did evil in the sight of Yahweh. After they died off, they did evil. Read.
and served Balaam.
And then they, those some other gods. Now Balaam is a Canaanite deity. God. Read.
And they forsook Yahweh Elohim of their fathers,
Mm-hmm.
which brought them out of the land of Egypt, and followed the idols of the people that were round about them.
They follow the idols around about them. They're not Yahweh really told them not to do that.
Yep.
They're doing it. Okay, read on.
And bowed themselves down to him,
Bow themselves down to them.
and provoked Yahweh to anger.
Mm-hmm. Now that's what made them angry. See? So now what happened then? Yahweh then put them in servitude to these nations up here. See? And then when they were punished for anywhere from 8 to 20 years, then Yahweh raised up among them a judge. This is the book of Judges. And they reign. You have one woman judge too, Deborah. See? Now, what I'm trying to get, I'm trying to show they were under judges, see, for a time here. See? Then after the judges, I think it was over, I don't remember all this, about 111 years they were under judges. I think it was. See, but what I'm trying to get at now is that they served them, okay? Now, don't bow down to their idols, their gods. Then when they get over in Canaan, man, they start looking around these other nations around here. They got kings. I want a king. I want a king. They got king, I want a king. Not realizing that Yahweh is their king, they ask for a king. So he gave them one. I'm not going to go into all this, but you have King Saul, first king of Israel. You want to ride for Yahweh for a while, and he was corrupt. Yahweh took him down. See? And put David in. And David walked up before Yahweh. And Yahweh took him down to his son Solomon. Okay? First Kings. What is 11 and 1, and then go to 12 and 1.
First Kings 11 and 1.
Mm-hmm.
But King Solomon loved many strange women.
Oh! King of Israel. Loving many strange women. Read on.
Together with the daughter of Pharaoh, women of the Moabites, Amorites, Edomites, Zidonians.
Remember now, he was married to how many? 300 was married to. He had 700 concubines. You wonder how he grew as a king anyhow. How could he rule as a king? Got all them women to be bothered with. Negative and all this kind of thing. Whether you were good or bad, I'm not making a decision about that. I'm just making you think about it. See? Now see, he married many. I'm going to read on.
together with the daughters of Pharaoh, women of the Moabites, Ammonites, Edomites, Zidonians, and Hittites, of the nations concerning which
Of the
Yahweh,
nations. Read.
concerning which Yahweh said unto the children of Israel, ye shall not go into them.
You shall not go into them. Read.
Neither shall they come in unto you.
Neither shall they come in unto you. Read.
For surely they will turn away your heart
They're going to turn away your heart
after their idols.
after their idols. He foretold what's going to happen to them. They go over and they do the very thing he told them not to do. Read on.
For surely he will turn away your heart after their idols. Solomon clave unto these in love.
Oh, see how he loved them? Now here's a one he's married and loves the God of Canaan.
Right.
He goes out and builds a house for him and go as far as even, see, the idol. Well, just read a little bit more. Just read a little bit more.
And he had 700 wives,
He has 700 wives. I didn't have it wrong. I had 700 wives. You read?
princesses, and
Huh?
princesses,
Princesses
and 300 concubines.
and 300 concubines. I had them just reversed. Okay. 300 concubines. What a headache.
And his wife turned away his heart.
And his wives turned away his heart. Read on.
For it came to pass when Solomon was old, that
When
his,
Solomon was old now,
that his wives turned away his heart after
and
idols.
then his wives, see, he walked up right before Yahweh up to a time, and then his wives turned him away from Yahweh because he loved him. Read.
And his heart was not perfect with Yahweh his Elohim, as was the heart of David his father.
His heart was for David. Read.
For Solomon went after Ashtaroth,
Where's the Astro?
the female idol of the Zidonians, and after Milcom, the abomination of the Amorites.
Mm-hmm.
And Solomon did evil in the sight of
Now
Yahweh.
Yahweh, he said, Solomon did evil. See? Solomon did evil in the eyes of Yahweh. Read on.
And went not fully after Yahweh, as David his father did.
Mm-hmm.
Then did Solomon build a high place for Chemosh,
Then he built a high place for Chemosh,
the abomination of Moab,
another god of Moab. Read.
in the hill that is before Jerusalem,
Uh-huh.
and for Molech, the abomination for the children of Ammon.
Uh-huh.
And likewise did he for all his strange wives.
For all his strange ways. Now, he put in church, he put in buildings for all of them, or gods for all of them. He was in the midst of adultery. Not only with Yahweh, but with men, with himself, as far as that goes, from a physical standpoint. So read on.
And likewise did he for all of his strange wives, which burned incense and sacrificed unto their idols.
Unto their idols.
And Yahweh was angry with Solomon, because his heart was turned from Yahweh Elohim of Israel, which had appeared unto him twice.
Which had appeared unto him twice. You know, he appeared. Look, folks. I'm trying to get you to realize the impact of Yahweh dealing with his people Israel. Now, if Yahweh punished them back there when they built the golden calf, killed 3,000 there. See? And they go across the River Jordan into Canaan land and become worse. If I could have had to go back there and you could have read, you would find that they built 2 golden calves over here. See? So you got increasingly worse or evil. Okay. But go ahead. Now, I brought this up. I put 700 wives, 300 concubines. That's 1,000 or more in a figure. See? Somebody wives and concubines together. See? Now, that was a figure, that was a type. See, if Solomon was like unto the son of Yahweh, I said like in the sense of in types. See? He was married with 700 wives, 700 concubines, or 1,000 or 1. See, if you're in type is here, we are the bride of Yahshua, being many making up the bride of Yahshua. That's the spiritual body of Yahshua. Okay, now, you're reading the 12th chapter, right?
Right.
11th chapter. Let's go with the 12th chapter. But do you figure it out there?
Pretty much.
Pretty much, okay, so let's go. I'll highlight this real quickly so you get a gist of what's going on here. Remember, we're supposed to look back at this and see what they did back then. Then also see how y'all respond to it. See? You know.
I don't know, you might want, 11:31.
So just go ahead.
And he said to Jeroboam, take thee 10 pieces, for thus saith Yahweh, the elders of Israel, behold, I will rend the kingdom out of the hand of
Oh, yeah,
Solomon.
okay, now go verse above that. This is 11.
1 Kings 11. And,
1 Kings 11, what?
11 and 30.
27.
Just start at 29. And it came to pass at that time when Jeroboam went out of Jerusalem, the prophet Ahijah, the Shilonite, found him in the way, and he had clad himself with a new garment, and they two were alone in the field.
Well, you know, you probably, if you look up in that 11th chapter, you'll find it, because of what Solomon did with his wives and building over there. You always said, I'm going to rend your kingdom.
Yeah, that's the 33rd verse.
Huh?
33rd.
33rd verse, okay. Well, you did down there, okay. So I'm trying to show you, this was not going to go unnoticed by Yahweh. See? Because when they being disobedient, Yahweh is going to punish them. Read on.
And Ahijah cut the new garment that was on him, and rent it in 12 pieces.
Now, this is a prophet.
Cut it in 12 pieces.
See? He's rending his garment. Tearing his garment up to show that Yahweh is getting ready to rend Solomon's kingdom. Okay?
And he said to Jeroboam, take thee 10 pieces.
Okay, now he's telling you about, he's foretelling what's going to happen with Israel now, through this prophet. Can you go back and just speak that up again so everybody gets the same thought? Just let me go back up this part. I'm just trying to pick up when Solomon built these high places for his wives, which caused him to bow down and worship the gods of Canaan. You always say he's getting ready to show what, because of his disobedience. Remember I told you this is between obedience and disobedience. See? Because of his disobedience, then he's getting ready to show what's going to happen to this king. Okay.
26. And Jeroboam the son of Nebat, and Ephrathite of Zedra, and Solomon's servant, whose mother's name was Zeruiah, a widow woman, even he lifted up his hand against the king. And this was the cause that he lifted up his hand against the king. Solomon built Milo and repaired the breaches of the city of David his father. And the man Jeroboam was a mighty man of valor. And Solomon, seeing the young man that he was industrious, he made him ruler over all the charge of the house of Joseph.
And this is who now?
Jeroboam.
Jeroboam.
Made him over charge of the house of Joseph.
I want you, I'm trying to get you to think about this situation we had. Now, what has Solomon done in his life?
The house for Yahweh.
First, he was a young king. And he asked Yahweh for one thing. Wisdom. And Yahweh gave him wisdom that surpassed all the wisdom of mankind on earth. Then he charged him to build a house unto Yahweh. See? So he got this itch for building. So he built the temple. Then he got carried away. With his wives he got carried away and he started building temples in high places for them, okay? Now you're beginning to see what I'm trying to point out to you is how his heart is taken away because of the love of his wives. See? And because of that now, what we're going to read now is how what's going to happen to these people, real.
29, and it came to pass at that time when Jeroboam went out of Jerusalem,
Mhm.
that the prophet Ahijah the Shunamite found him in the way,
Ahijah the prophet.
and he had
Huh? Ahiah?
Ahiah,
How you say it?
Ahiah, the Shilonite, found him in the way, and he had clad himself with a new garment, and they two were alone in the field.
They too was alone in the field.
And Ahijah got the new garment that was on him and rent it in 12 pieces.
Rented in 12 pieces. See, so he's ready to show the number of different tribes, right? 12. Remember now, we're talking about they've been all together in the wilderness. There was one nation.
Right.
Now they didn't go over here to Canaan, and they were one nation up here for a while. Now because of Solomon's disobedience, and Yahweh said, I'm going to rend your kingdom. You're going to bring divided 12 pieces, okay? Take the roll and rend it into 12 pieces. Read on.
And he said to Jeroboam, take thee 10 pieces. For
Take
thus-
these 10 pieces
for
to
thus
Jeroboam. Read.
For thus saith Yahweh, the element of Israel,
Mhm.
behold, I will rend the kingdom out of the hand of Solomon,
I'm going to rend it out of the hand of Solomon,
and I will give 10 tribes to thee.
and we'll give 10 tribes to thee.
But he shall have one tribe for my servant David's sake,
You're going to have one tribe for my servant David's sake,
and for Jerusalem's sake,
and for Jerusalem's sake.
the city which I have chosen out of the tribes of Israel,
Mm-hmm.
because that they have forsaken me,
For they have forsaken me.
and have worshipped Ashtaroth, the female idol of the
A
Zidonians.
female, a goddess. See? Well, how come, well, I ain't gonna go there. I'm not gonna go there. See? Everybody want to have some big part in the purpose of Yahweh. And they do have a big part. We would not be here if it wasn't for them. Don't want to cut that short off. See? What I'm looking at is that you see, they want to worship after a female goddess, not Yahweh. See? You see why you want to put Eve and have that she brought down Eve, roll down with Eve? The same thing, right? They take it away from the man, from Yahweh, it's just proves from Yahweh. Okay. Now, behave yourself, behave like you. Okay, now, you see when you go back and you see how Israel was. So you're supposed to be learning from what they did back here. See? He had told Israel earlier, see, not to go bow down and worship any other gods. So here they are out there building high places and bowing down to the gods. Just disobeying Yahweh. Okay. Okay, now in the 12th chapter is when you had a division between Jeroboam, see, Solomon's son. Oh, Jeroboam was the one. Jeroboam was a servant. Jeroboam was his son. I said it best. I get them all mixed up.
We understand.
Well, I want to make sure I understand. I want to get that straight first. See? Okay, now, Yahweh was getting ready to give Jeroboam the 10 tribes. Right? And Rehoboam's going to have the 2. It's going to be the king over Israel. That's what you have in the 12th chapter. It's a division between the old man's counsel and the young man's counsel. The old man's counsel, they wanted to lighten up the law. They didn't want to be as strict. The young man says, well, bring it on, bring the law to heaven than it was to your father. That was a decision, okay? So it was a split in Israel, into Israel and Judah. Okay, Judah 2 tribes and a half, and you have Israel the 10 tribes. Okay? Now, you brought that up. Go to the 13th chapter.
13 and 1.
Mm-hmm.
And behold, there came a man of Yahweh.
And this is one that Bill brought up the other night. Very good and very apropos to the day. See? And something we can learn from this here series of events. See? And it comes to a man of Yahweh. Read us read.
And behold, there came a man of Elohim out of Judah.
Out of Judah. Now this is Judah. Judah in headquarters there in Jerusalem. You know.
By the word of Yahweh unto Bethel.
Now he's coming there by the word of Yahweh to Bethel. Read.
And Jeroboam stood by the altar to burn incense.
Now Jeroboam, he's out there burning incense by the altar. Okay. Now I remember head of the 12 tribes, the 10 tribes.
Yeah.
Okay. Read on.
And he cried against the altar the word of Yahweh.
Mm-hmm. Now
And
this
said,
prophet's crying against him with the word of Yahweh, because what he's doing is in protest against what Yahweh said to do. And he's being sent by Yahweh to protest in order to reprimand him for doing that. Read.
and said, O altar, altar, thus says Yahweh, behold, a child shall be born unto the house of David, Hosea by name, and upon thee shall offer the priest of the high places that burn incense upon thee, and men's bones shall be burnt upon thee. And he gave a sign the same day, saying, This is the sign which Yahweh has spoken.
This is the sign which Yahweh has spoken. Read.
Behold, the altar shall be rent,
The altar shall be rent.
and the ashes that are upon it shall be poured out.
Shall be poured out. So that's why he's going to tear the altar down and then rent the ashes. Read.
And it came to pass, when King Jeroboam heard the saying of the man of Elohim, which had cried against the altar in Bethel, that he put forth his hand from the altar, saying, Lay hold on him. And his hand, which he put forth against him.
Now he's getting ready to go against the prophet. Before he went to hit it. What happened?
So that he could not, and dried up.
His hand dried up. See? Read on.
So that he could not pull it again to him.
Couldn't put it again, dried up, couldn't put his hand into it again. So now he lost his hand. I'll just say it that way. See? Read on.
The altar also was rent, and the ashes poured out from the altar,
That's what he come to do, that's what he come to do. This is what the prophet did. Read on.
according to the sign which the man of
The
Elohim
man
had
of
given,
Elohim,
by the word of Yahweh.
by the word of Yahweh. Read on.
And the king answered and said unto the man of Elohim,
And the king answered and said unto the man of Elohim,
Entreat now the face of Yahweh
I
Elohim,
plead, would you please intercede to your Yahweh
and pray for me,
and pray for me,
that my hand may be restored
that
me
my
again."
hand may be restored. Read.
And the man of Elohim besought Yahweh, and the king's hand was restored him again.
Note, who afflicted the man's hand in the first place?
Yahweh.
Who's going to heal it? The same one.
He heals.
Okay? Read on now. I'm pushing you all on top of things. Okay, read on.
And became as it was before.
And he came as it was before. Now he's thankful. He's got his hand back. See? But he knew that he's not messing with some off-the-wall man. He knows he's messing with a man of Yahweh. See? He realizes that now. Okay, read.
7th verse. And the king said unto the man of Elohim,
And the king said unto the man of Elohim,
Come home with me,
Come home with me
and refresh thyself,
and refresh thyself.
and I will give thee a reward.
I will give you the reward. See? Now, you know, this is what happens to a lot of people who do this, especially ministry. See? And this let's say they had a healing service. See? And in this healing service, somebody gets healed. I'm just saying this is what happens. See? Now, this is really surprising him, first of all. The person getting healed. But because he got healed, then he's getting a little puffed up. He's beginning to think about, oh, I'm somebody now.
I do.
I can say something to somebody get healed. See? This goes to his head. And he's gonna have a whole lot of service, and hope that happens more often, so people look under him, okay? But now this king now, he's realized this man of Yahweh has healed him, prophesied against him and told him he was wrong in doing what he was doing. And he rendered and tore the altar down. Now he's getting ready to invite him to come home with him, because I'm going to give you a reward. See? Now he's king now. He got a lot of money. He got a lot of things he can give, you know. But read what he said.
And the man of Elohim said unto the king,
Mm-hmm.
If thou wilt give me half thy
If
house,
you would give me half of your kingdom, half of your house,
I will not go with thee.
I'm not going to go with you. Why?
Neither will I eat bread,
Neither will I eat bread.
nor drink water in this place.
Mm-hmm. I'm not going to do it, but why is he not going to do that?
He was told not to.
Read.
For it was charged me by the word of Yahweh.
It was charged me by the word. Now he's the word. He's coming as the word of Yahweh to them. But the word of Yahweh spoke to him to go there. He still charged me, don't go in the man's house. Don't eat nothing. Don't drink any water in the man's house. Read.
Saying, Eat no bread,
Don't eat no bread.
nor drink water,
Don't drink any water.
nor turn again by the same way
Don't come back the same way you went.
that thou camest.
That thou camest. Read.
So he went another way,
So he went another
and
way.
returned not by the way that he came to
And
Bethel.
you turn not by the way he came in. See? So now he's going back a different way.
Right.
Okay, read.
Now there dwelt an old prophet in Bethel,
Now there dwelt an old prophet in Bethel. That's where he went to. Read.
and his sons came and told him all the words
Now
of
his
them.
sons were there watching what he did, what this prophet did. So he's going back and tell his dad, this old prophet. See? The man of Yahweh came and he did as man's hand and will read. Let's read. Let's read.
And his sons came and told him all the works the man of Elohim had done that day in Bethel.
Mm-hmm.
The words which he had spoken unto the king, them that they told also to their father.
Mm-hmm.
And their father said unto them, What way went he?
Now remember now, he's telling the father all that the prophet told the king about not going into his house being wanted. They told his father that. See? Read on.
For his sons had seen what way the man of Elohim went.
Now these sons that were there, witness what happened there in Bethel, they see which way the prophet went. But now they went home and telling their dad what had happened. Now read.
And he said unto his sons, Saddle me the ass. So they saddled him the ass, and he rode thereon.
And he go over there on read.
And went after the man of Elohim,
Went after the man of Elohim.
and found him sitting under an oak,
And found him sitting on the oak.
and said unto him, Art thou the man of Elohim that camest from Judah? And he said, I am. And he said unto him, Come home with me,
Come home with me
and eat bread.
and eat bread.
And he said,
And this is what the prophet of Yahweh said, read.
I may not return with
I
thee,
can't go with you.
nor go in with thee.
I can't go in with you.
Neither will I eat bread, nor drink water with thee in this place.
Mm-hmm.
For it
So he
was
told the
said,
same thing he told the king.
right.
Okay, read.
For it was said to me by the word of Yahweh, Thou shalt eat no bread, nor drink water there, nor turn again to go by the way that thou camest.
Now think about this, folks. He's being told by Yahweh not to go in the man's house. See? Just like we've been told by a man that come to us that he talked with Yahweh and he delivered to us what Yahweh told him to deliver. See? Now, are we going to hear and be obedient, or are we going to turn aside and be disobedient? Look at the story in the same text as this. Read on.
He said unto him, I'm a prophet also.
Now he said, I'm a prophet. Now remember, he was an old prophet, which means he may not be too cool. But he said, he's an old prophet. He's going to die. Yeah, he's going to. I'm a prophet also. That means we're prophet. Okay, we're the same race. Read on.
As thou art. And an angel spoke unto me by the word of Yahweh,
And the angel spoke unto me by the way of Yahweh,
saying, Bring him back with thee into thine house, that he may eat bread and drink water. But he lied unto him.
But he lied unto him. Now what's happened? Now what should the prophet Elohim do? Ask for witnesses. How come the word didn't come to him and tell him, go follow this man?
True.
Didn't tell him anything. He was caught with the man said he was a prophet. And then the word of Yahweh came in. Now that's a lie. He's being a lie to him now. The word of Yahweh came to me and told me to go home with me. Persuaded him. See? We got now. See, they're coming and tell him. See? They say Dr. Kenny comes and tells him what to say to the people. See? I haven't heard anybody ask for a witness. First of all, this. Dr. Henry C. Kelly is not alive. He's dead.
That's right.
But the spirit that was in him, Yahshua, that's what should be coming to him. Now, if he had said the spirit of Yahshua came to him, see, now, I got to really check out what he's going to say now.
Right.
See, he's going to have to agree with the law of the prophets. He got to agree with the fulfillment. Messiah came and fulfilled. See, he's going to have to. Now that's what if it's Yahshua coming to him, you got to agree with it. But now I'm going to bring something else. I'm going to bring up another man. See, they're going to have you believe that man comes to me and tells me what to tell you. And you can say anything you want to say. But you should know, by whatever he's saying, you still should know how to check it out. We've been given the necessary tools to do that. We just supposed to use them, that's all. See? Okay, read a little bit more. I guess
So we went back with him, and did eat bread in his house, and drank water. And it came to pass, as they sat at the table.
Now he went. The prophet convinced him to go with him. Mainly because he said, Yahweh came to him and told him to go and invite him to come to his house. See? How come you didn't tell the prophet? How come Yahweh didn't come to the prophet and go in with him? He told him to go a different way.
Right.
See? Now, the prophet, what the Yahweh wanted to do, go in and deliver the message to the king and depart a different way.
Right.
The place that the prophet was in was not where he wanted to eat at. But this old prophet lived there. And he's going back to the place that Yahweh said, don't eat there, don't drink there. See, don't do those things. See, read on.
And it came to pass, as they did sit at the table, that the word of Yahweh came unto the prophet that brought him back.
They brought him back, read.
And he cried unto the man of Yahweh, or the Elohim, that came from Judah, saying, Thus says Yahweh, for as much as thou hast disobeyed the mouth of Yahweh.
Oh, remember obedience, disobedience? As much as you have disobeyed the word of Yahweh, read.
And hast not kept the commandment which Yahweh thy Elohim commanded thee, but camest back, and hast eaten bread and drunk water in the place, of which Yahweh said for thee, eat no bread, and drink no water, thy carcass shall not come unto the sepulchre of thy fathers.
You won't be buried with your father.
No inheritance.
See? Now the point, I'm trying to make a point real clear that you can see there, that because of disobedience, didn't was obedient to the word of Yahweh. See? Now, the thing that Yahweh wanted the prophet to do was not to eat and drink in that town. Where the king lived. He wanted Bethel. Yes?
So would the principle be not to have anything to do with those that have gone astray or that have done evil? Because those other 10 tribes that were under Jeroboam were disobedient to, as it was referred to, the law of Moses. So is that what Yahweh is showing the prophet, that told him not to, to go to Jeroboam and deliver the message and then to just be gone? Not to have anything, is that why he told him, don't go in to him, don't eat with him, don't drink with him? I'm looking at, don't have anything to do with him, in other words. Is that the principle?
No, well, why would he send him to him? Yeah, send them to them.
But, I mean, just to give them a message.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's right.
And then be gone.
But but I mean, you have to, fellowship with them.
Right,
You
right.
just
Yeah, that's right.
associate with them.
And to obey is better than sacrifice.
Correct, okay. Obey is better, sacrifice. That's.
Yeah, that's really the whole crux there. Samuel 15, oh boy, 15.
22. Is that first Samuel?
It's the first Samuel. Go a couple verses above that.
Yeah.
Go to the 19th verse.
First Samuel
I
15.
want you to keep in mind, this is important to you and to me,
Right.
being obedient to Yahweh. See? Now, we're finding out what pleases Yahweh and then be obedient to it. That's what all we ask, all we're talking about, okay? You know,
Well, just pick it up at 3:15:3, then step down to 9.
Okay.
this is First Kings,
First Samuel 15:3.
verse 7.
First
First
Samuel
Samuel.
15:3. Now go and smite Amalek, and utterly destroy all that they have, and spare them not.
The spirit of not. And this is Yahweh telling, the king
Saul.
Saul to do. This is King Saul, the first king of Israel. He told him, go and smite this nation. Kill them all.
Right.
Kids, animals, kill them all. This is what he said to them.
But slay both man and women,
Slay both man and women.
infant and suckling, ox and sheep, camel and ass.
Now this is what a lot of preachers today talk about the God of a bloodthirsty God back here in the Old Testament. See? We gotta realize what's going on here. See, Yahweh's a foresight. He's looking way off in the distance on what's happening. See? Okay, you know. You
Ninth
say,
verse.
why Yahweh kill the kids? They're gonna come up, they're gonna be just like their mom. You go out and you go out, pick up a baby's neck and bring him home. Now, he ain't gonna stay a baby long. Especially if you feed him. See? He don't know you no more, he don't know more about you than anybody. You can piece of meat like any other piece of animal, or they was right. Real.
15:9. But Saul and the people spared Agag,
Now they spared, now they're supposed to go and destroy, that was the commandment. But they spared the king Agag
and the best of the sheep,
and the best of the sheep
and of the oxen,
and of the oxen.
and of the fatling, and of the lambs, and all that was good, and would not utterly destroy them.
Now, who did this now?
Saul.
Who?
King Saul.
Who?
The people.
The people. The king was given the charge, don't do that.
And the people.
The people were the ones that spared. Get him out, I'm trying to read correct what he's saying. Okay, you know.
And all that was good, and would not utterly destroy them.
Now, this is under the king. I meant the king's really charged because he was told to destroy them all. See? But read on.
But everything that was poor and worthless,
Everything that was poor and worthless,
that they destroyed.
that they destroyed. So you had a lame cow or a plow or a sheep, his lame or bruised, killed them. But about the best one, they took to themselves. Okay, read on.
Then came the word of Yahweh unto Samuel, saying, It grieveth me that I have set up Saul to be king.
Now this is the word coming to Samuel, which is a prophet, to tell him about the king. Okay, read on.
For he has turned back from following me,
He has turned back from following. We're talking about Saul has turned back from following. Read.
and hath not performed my commandments.
Has not been obedient to my commandment.
And it grieved Samuel, and he cried unto Yahweh all night.
Mm-hmm. Now Samuel, I guess he liked the king to a certain extent. See? But it grieved him. That he got to go and tell this king you're wrong. So he cried all night. Read on.
15. And Saul said, They have brought them from the Amalekites, for the people spared the best of the sheep and of the oxen, to sacrifice unto Yahweh thy
Now,
Elohim.
this is what the king is answering Samuel about why he did what he did. He said the people have brought back
The best of the sheep
the
and
best
the
of the sheep, the best of the ox, read.
to sacrifice unto Yahweh thy Elohim, and the rest we have utterly destroyed.
The rest we have utterly destroyed. Now that would sound good. Save the good sheep, and I'm going to take them off to Yahweh at a given time. That sounds a good thing to do. See, but read on.
Then Samuel said unto Saul,
Then Samuel said unto Saul,
Stay, and I will tell thee what Yahweh has said to me this
and
night.
this day, and I will tell you what thus says Yahweh to tell you this night.
And he said unto him, Say on.
Say on.
And Samuel said, When thou wast little in thine own sight,
When thou was little in thy own sight,
wast thou not made the head of the tribe
were you
of
not
Israel?
made the head of the tribe of Israel? Read.
And Yahweh anointed thee king over Israel?
Mm-hmm.
And Yahweh sent thee on a journey, and said, Go and utterly destroy the sinners of the
He
Amalekites,
gave you an order to go and destroy the sinners. Read on.
and fight against them
Mhm.
until they be consumed.
Until they be consumed.
Wherefore then didst thou not obey the voice of Yahweh,
Where do you not obey? How come you didn't obey the voice of Yahweh? Read.
but didst fly upon the spoil, and didst evil in the sight of Yahweh?
Mm-hmm.
And Saul said unto
And
Samuel,
this is Saul's answer now.
Yea, I have obeyed the voice of
I've
Yahweh,
obeyed the voice of Yahweh.
and have gone the way which Yahweh sent me.
I'm going to destroy it. See, men and beasts. See, lamb, sheep, and all together. Read on.
And have brought Agag the king of Amalek, and have uttered
You
his
did
story,
what?
brought the king back.
That's wrong right there.
He killed him.
You're supposed to be killed. So read on.
And have utterly destroyed the Amalekites.
Mm-hmm.
But the people took of the spoil,
Now, see what he said, the people took of the spoil.
sheep and oxen,
Mm-hmm.
the chief of the things, which should have been utterly destroyed, to,
They
sacri-
should have been utterly destroyed. Read.
to sacrifice unto Yahweh thy Elohim in Gilgal.
Mm-hmm.
And Samuel said, Hath Yahweh as great delight in burnt offerings and sacrifices,
Does Yahweh have great delight in burnt offerings and sacrifices?
as in obeying the voice of
And in
Yahweh?
obeying the voice of Yahweh.
Behold,
Behold,
to obey is better than sacrifice,
to obey Yahweh is better than sacrifices.
and to hearken than the fat of rams.
Than the heart of the fat of rams. See? Now you see why Yahweh didn't like this order of things he had back here. They offered sacrifice all the time. See? But Yahweh had prepared a special marriage sacrifice. And that was going to be the only one he's going to accept. Then and now. See that way. Okay. We're still over in the Judges, the 13th chapter with me.
We'll read one more verse, over there in Samuel, John.
Samuel, where is Samuel 19? Samuel,
Okay, yeah.
Samuel
Now,
14.
I'm 23 now. For rebellion is as a sin of witchcraft.
This is 15, right?
It's
15.
1 Samuel 15 and 23.
Okay.
For rebellion
For rebellion,
is as a sin of witchcraft,
it is a sin of witchcraft,
and stubbornness is as iniquity and idolatry.
and stubbornness is adultery. Powerful words, folks.
Because thou hast rejected the word of Yahweh.
Because you have rejected the words of Yahweh,
He hath also rejected thee,
then he has rejected you, a king,
being a king.
for being the king. Now, if you're going to do that with the king, what do you think about you and me?
Right.
Same thing. Being obedient, being disobedient. Yes.
So when you go against the will of Yahweh or you're disobedient to his command, then you're stubborn and you want to enforce your own.
Right.
And it says witchcraft, and you know later on in the scripture where he wanted them to burn them witches. He didn't like that. So a lot of times
See,
we try to
there's-
enforce our own will.
Now,
Can I ask a question?
everybody else is. Can't confuse you.
It seems like Samuel here repented, like King David when he disobeyed, and he sent the prophet and he repented. what makes Yahweh forgive one and not the other, just because he looks at the heart?
Maybe that's the main reason, yeah,
Okay,
the main reason, yeah.
okay.
Same way we always in,
So
You said Saul?
his repentance wasn't
just
all
Samuel.
right here, and then David later on he sinned. So there's people, and they do all sin, but some repent, or seem to.
Yeah, yeah.
And, because he says, I've sinned a great sin, or Saul.
Yeah.
So it's just
He really,
Yahweh
that's
looks-
been pointed out to you that what he did was wrong, yeah.
Yahweh looks deeper than words.
Yeah, oh, yeah, yeah.
Okay.
That's one thing, keep in your mind all the time. Keep that in your mind all the time. Yahweh is the judge through his son Yahshua the Messiah. Yahshua doing the judging. See, now if I turn my back on Yahshua, who would I have to defend for me?
Nobody.
Nobody. There's nobody to defend me. So Yahweh, he's looking upon the intent of the heart. See? You can tell me all how much you love Yahweh and all that, but I don't know your intent.
Right.
You might be doing all kinds of things, want to do all kinds of things. But he knows your heart. You know whether it's right or wrong in the eyesight of Yahweh. But that's who we're striving to be obedient to. That's what thus said Yahweh. Go ahead.
No, you covered it.
Now, what I'm saying to you is that I'm trying to make this a meaningful lecture to you, to understand that we're talking about what this is Yahweh and what this is Yahweh. And we had to go back here and look at how Yahweh dealt with Israel back here and see how they did. See? Go to Psalms 106. Story about the seventh verse.
Psalms 106 and 7.
You may it go good.
Yeah, 6. We have sinned with our fathers.
Now this is David now, talking about Israel. We have sinned with our fathers, read.
We have committed iniquity.
We have committed iniquity.
We have done wickedly.
We have done wickedly.
Our fathers understood not thy wonders in Egypt.
They didn't understand thy wonders in Egypt.
They remembered not the multitude of thy mercies.
Remember, read this scripture. Remember the Messiah tell, when Yahweh tell the prophet, remember the former things, Lord? They need something now. Remember. Read.
But provoked him at the sea,
But provoke him at the sea,
even at the Red Sea.
even at the Red Sea.
Nevertheless,
He
he saved them for his name's sake.
He's saving them for his name's sake. He's doing this for his name's sake. Don't tell me don't want you to call him by any other name for Yahweh. He's doing this for his name's sake. Read.
That he might make his mighty power to be known.
That he may make his mighty power to be known. Did he not tell Pharaoh, I raised you up to make my power known throughout all the land of Egypt? Raise him up for that. See, read on.
He rebuked the Red Sea also.
He rebuked the Red Sea. Now this is what Yahweh did with it. He rebuked the Red Sea,
And it was dried up.
and it was dried up. Read.
So he led them through the depths,
He led them through the depths of the Red Sea. Read.
as through the wilderness.
Mm-hmm.
And he saved them from the hand of him that hated them,
He saved them from the hand of them, the Egyptians that hated them. Read.
and redeemed them from the hand of the enemy.
He redeemed them. This is the type of redemption. Being redeemed from Egypt. You and I being redeemed from the world. Read.
And the waters covered their enemy.
You know, waters cover the enemy. Read.
There was not one of them left.
There was not one of them left. Read.
They believed his words. They sang his praise. They soon.
When they got on the other side of the river Jordan, they rejoiced. Sang the praises of Yahweh. He overthrew the rider and his horse. In the Red Sea, Pharaoh and his horse in the Red Sea. You read.
They soon forgot his works.
They soon forgot his works.
They waited not for his counsel,
They waited not for his counsel,
but lusted exceedingly
but lusted exceedingly
in the wilderness.
in the wilderness. Now they were in the wilderness. How long were they in the wilderness?
40 years.
40 years. it's been 36 years, 34 years since the founder passed. And look where we at now. See how people have turned away from what they'll say Yahweh. Through that man, Dr. Kenneth. See? Okay, now, read a little bit more. I want to read that. Just
But lusted exceedingly in the wilderness,
Mhm.
and tempted Elohim in the desert.
Mhm.
And he gave them their request,
Give them their request. Read.
but sent leanness into their soul.
Mhm.
They envied Moses,
They envied Moses.
also in the camp,
Mhm.
and Aaron, the son of Yahweh, who sang to Yahweh.
Mhm.
The earth opened up and swallowed up Dathan, and covered the company of Abiram. And a fire was kindled in their company.
Mhm.
The flame burned up the wicked.
The flame burned with it, you know.
They made a calf in Horeb,
They made a calf in Horeb.
and worshipped the molten image.
And worship. And she's going, on his back, he's back. This is David. Now, he does the same thing in the 78th Psalm. This is another place he's talking about. See, get time, read the Psalm, the 78th chapter, the 160th chapter. There's probably a couple more chapters I can give them. Read. All of them contain them looking back at Israel and how they sojourned in the world and how they were obedient and disobedient as Yahweh. See? A little bit more there.
Thus they changed the glory into the similitude of an ox.
They changed the glory to the similitude. Now, here's Yahweh, brought them on up and fought. Look, folks, when they come about there, did they see Yahweh?
No.
Did they see Yahweh?
No.
They didn't really see Yahweh. See? But you know something, somebody was fighting for them. They saw the thing that Yahweh did. They stood at the Red Sea. They had a Red Sea. They got to go across the Red Sea. Enemies coming behind them. See, Yahweh says, raise your rod up. See? Raise it up over the Red Sea. And then Yahweh caused the east wind to come through and dry them. The sea, and they went through on dry land. Keep moving the water on the third day. That happened on the third day. They came up through the valley waters of the Red Sea. They journeyed in the wilderness for 40 years. They get up here. Moses died at the river Jordan. See? They mourned his life, mourned his death for 30 days. Then Judge said, prepare ye fixture for 3 days. 33. They went through the rise, and Yahweh caused the east wind to come through there. And the priest went before them and carried the Ark of the Covenant. And when they came to the breaking of the water, they stepped in the breaking, the water just rolled back. As they went to the Red Sea. At the command. They told them, go there, stand in the midst of the Red Sea. I mean, the River Jordan. They standing right the 12 tribes of Israel went around the Ark of the Covenant as they went through the Red Sea. See? And they went on the other side. But he said, now you pick up, you want you 12 men, pick up a stone out of the bottom of the Red Sea, of the River Jordan. So bring them over on the other side. And you place them on the other side to be a marker. That's where we came up through there. See? So you see it. And then we always set this thing up for them. You set this thing so they have a designated marker. So they came through the Red Sea. See? When the Messiah came along, see, they went to John to be baptized. He was baptized in John in the River Jordan. See? And then he left John and went into the wilderness for 40 days. Out there in the wilderness for 40 days. But while he was out there, Satan came to him. He said, command these stones to be made bread. See, remember when the children went through the River Jordan, the manna ceased. Why? Because you're going back in the land where the manna came from, in type. You know, the king was like a type of heaven. So the manna came down from heaven, now they're going back in there. So the manna ceased. Now they're going back up there. See, they're going back in the spirit of that. So back here they stand on the other side. See, you see why you always doing the things you're doing. Setting those things up, see, at a place where the marketplace where you come through there. See, and Deborah come in, because he realized the manna ceased. Command these stones to be made bread.
Right.
See, now he's fasted 40 days. So you know he's hungry. So he's going to test him now. See, he said, man is not live by bread alone, but that every word proceeds out of the mouth of Yahweh. So that's what we got to do. Listen to the word of Yahweh. What does say Yahweh? See, well, what does Yahweh say to the law, to the prophets? See, they're speaking out upon this word because there's no light in there. So you gotta go back and see what it says there. See, so now, a little bit more in the 160th division Psalm.
21st verse.
Mm-hmm.
They forgot Elohim.
Now, see, they forgot. Now, after seeing all these things he did, they forgot Yahweh, really.
They forgot Yahweh, their Savior,
Mm-hmm.
which had done great things in Egypt.
Now, it says Yahweh, their Savior, right? See? Who was in Yahshua?
Yahweh.
Yahweh. That's how Yahshua is our Savior. Yahweh was in Yahshua to reconcile the world unto himself. See? Yahweh, our Savior, you know.
Wondrous works in the land of Ham,
Uh-huh.
and terrible things by the Red Sea.
Terrible things about the Red Sea, really.
Therefore he said that he would destroy them.
He's going to destroy them.
Had not Moses, his chosen, stood before him in the breach?
Moses interceded between them. See, when Yahweh's going to destroy it, we better destroy it, and Yahweh, Moses up there, no, remember, this is going to bring about the land of Egypt. The nation going to say he was not able to do it.
Right.
So it sounds like he relented, but no, he purposed that to happen. He's going to deliver his son out there. Look, folks. Dr. Kennedy said this one time too. See, all he had to work with was sinners. So anybody you pick back there, he was a sinner. David, Jonathan, all of them. But he saved some of them boys back there, though. He saved some of them back there. They realized they did wrong, he repented. See? Now, here's David and Psalm something about them not being obedient to Yahweh's word. Read.
To turn away his wrath, lest he should destroy them.
Mm-hmm.
Yea, they despised the pleasant land. They believed not his word,
They believed not his word,
but murmured in their
but
tents,
they murmured in their tents,
and hearkened not unto the voice of Yahweh.
and hearkened not to the voice of Yahweh.
Therefore he lifted up his hand against them,
Mm-hmm.
to overthrow them in the
They did not
wilderness.
hear his word. They were not obedient to his word. Read on.
To overthrow their seed also among the nations,
Mm-hmm.
and to scatter them in the lands.
To scare them in the land. Read.
They joined themselves also unto Baal Peor,
Uh-huh.
and ate the
Baal
sacrifices
Peor is another god of the Canaanites. Read.
and ate the sacrifices of the dead.
And then remember, you're not supposed to bow down to them. Not supposed to worship any images they have up there. Read.
Thus they provoked him to anger
They broke him to anger. Read.
with their inventions,
With their inventions.
and the plague brake them apart.
We got a new term for you. See? See? Birth sons. New term for you. See? They got all kinds of new terms. Yahweh always been in existence. It's all anything different. See? Why? That's a disposition that Yahweh made Satan to oppose him. To oppose him. They're going to do that. See? But now you have to be wise enough to be able to see through it and be able to understand. Have proof, have witness for why you disagree with something being said. Don't say it's wrong. Dr. Kennedy said, I don't rip until Roman Catholic is wrong or the Baptist is wrong. I don't have no proof to show where you're wrong at.
Right.
See, all the religions that teach about water baptism, they're wrong for teaching that now.
Right.
Because the Messiah came in and fulfilled it, brought that to an end on the other side of the cross. On this side of the cross, there should be none of that done.
That's right.
See? So any religion is teaching that. See, you're talking about my religion. See? I didn't know you had one. See? You're supposed to be worshiping Yahweh. So you're supposed to be seeking Yahweh. When you seek Yahweh, then you after you fight, what did Paul say there in 1 Thessalonians 15, around 1 Thessalonians, not 15, 1 Thessalonians 5, 21, 22.
Prove all things.
Prove all things.
pass that which.
See, when something proves to you that shows that Messiah, that they're out of time, they're out of sync with Yahweh's purpose and plan, then you have to let that go and serve Yahweh, because that's what only salvation to you. See, that's all we're telling you folks. See? Find out what thus said Yahweh and be obedient to it. That's all we're saying. Okay? Okay, back over there where you read that.
30th verse.
Mm-hmm.
Then stood up Phinehas and executed judgment until the plague was stayed.
Now, see, you go back and remember Phinehas. See? Back here, see? You know.
And that was counted unto him for righteousness
Remember
unto
that,
all the generations forevermore.
Deuteronomy, is it Deuteronomy 25? Well,
What about the Gentile?
he brought him about, he brought the Gentile woman into the camp, and he threw a javelin and killed him. That's what he's talking about. I think it's 11th chapter, 24th chapter of Numbers, I think it is. It's either that or Deuteronomy 1 and 2. I got so many scriptures putting on my head now, got them all disarranged. It should be 24th, maybe 25th chapter.
It's Numbers 25 and
Numbers.
6.
Numbers, I was in the wrong book already. Numbers.
You want it read?
Look at it, you have to read it.
Numbers 25 and 6.
Because here, you have David up there talking about what happened to Phinehas. If you know what happened to Phinehas,
Right.
you will understand the importance of it.
Right.
Number 25 and 6. And behold, one of the children of Israel came and brought unto his brethren a Midianitish woman in the sight of Moses, and in the sight of the congregation of the children of Israel, who were weeping before the door of the meeting tent of the congregation.
They brought what now?
A Midianitish.
A Midianite, that's a Gentile. That's Moses' wife was a Midianite.
Right.
See?
Right.
Now, y'all are giving them a commandment, God should not. See? Moses got married to the Midianite woman before long again.
Right.
Right.
Keep things straight, folks, and keep the book straight. See? You gotta balance the book correctly.
Right.
See? You know.
7. And when Phinehas, the son of Eleazar, the son
Now,
of Aaron,
Phinehas, he's the son of Eleazar,
the son of Aaron,
which was the son, so this is the Levite priesthood, the descendants. Now we're looking for Phinehas, real.
the priest saw it, he rose up from among the congregation and took a
Now
javelin.
when he saw, this is a priest, he saw this Midianite woman being brought into the camp. See, read on.
He rose up from among the congregation and took a javelin in his hand.
He took a javelin in his hand,
And he went after the man of Israel into the tent
went into the tent,
and thrust both of them through.
there's some blow through.
The man of Israel and the woman through her belly.
Mm-hmm.
So the plague was stayed from the children of
Then
Israel.
Yahweh stopped the plague that was being poured out for him. Stop the plague because that was abominable in Yahweh's eyesight. So he caused the plague, but Phinehas got up and took one in the tent and killed the woman and the man in the tent.
And those that died in the plague were 20 and 4,000.
Oh, 24,000 died. Remember we heard back then, we talked about that earlier, we talked about how many was killed? 2,300, I think 2,300. We referred to this. Okay, back to Psalms again, Father.
Psalms 106.
I couldn't have to go back and go into Psalms the 78th chapter, but I just don't have time to read all this with you. See, but it's saying basically the same thing, but just going about it a little bit different. There's other places to read about it too, but just read all of it.
Then stood up Phinehas and executed judgment until the plague was stayed. And that was
So
counted.
that would mean that Phinehas was doing what was right in the eyes out of Yahweh. He was doing, he's carrying out being obedient to Yahweh. Don't do that. He saw it, he went and did it. Read.
And that was counted unto him for
That was
righteousness.
counted unto him for righteousness. Read.
Unto all generations forevermore.
Now think about it, folks. What did he do? Obey, but what did he do? He killed two people, right? But it was counted him for righteousness because what they were doing was wrong. Just trying to keep things straight. Just bear in mind what's going on here. See, read on.
They angered him also at the waters of strife.
Then he angered him at the waters of strife. Read.
so that it went ill with Moses for their
It went
sakes.
ill for Moses.
Mm.
Yahweh said, Moses, go take them out. They were crying for water in the desert. He said, go speak to the rock. Moses went out with the rod of Yahweh. Went out to the rock. See, and then people just kept, give us water, give us water, give us water. God, he spoke to the rock. And water came forth. But he was disobedient because he was to speak to the rock.
Right.
But they hadn't spoken. See? Why is that so important?
Yeah.
When the Messiah came along, he was the rock of Yahweh. And the Pharisees and the scribes, they kept trying to talk to him, but they couldn't get nothing out of him.
Right.
See? They kept on trying to talk to him. See, remember, Yahweh said, speak to the rock. They're trying to talk to the rock. So you're talking to Yahweh Messiah. He was the rock. See? But now when they smote him, got him on the cross. They smote him, he died. Prepared. Third day he raised from the dead. See, 50 days after that, he poured out his spirit. Now there's a flood. The day was a flood. The flood of the Holy Spirit. So when it happened, they smoked the rock though. When they smoked the rock, water came. See, the living water on the day of Pentecost came forth. On the day of Pentecost. See, even back in the types, but then what happened back there? So you see why those things now, because of that, because Moses was disobedient, he was supposed to speak to the rock. Because you're going to show the power of Yahweh.
Right.
Because the water come out just by speaking to the rock. But he got in and he spoke to the rock. When he spoke to the rock, then he was disobedient. And Yahweh said, you won't go across the Jordan now. Because you were disobedient. See? But he did.
Right.
He said he wouldn't go across the river Jordan, right?
Yep.
See? When the Messiah came along, the 17th chapter of Matthew,
There he was.
took him up in the mountain.
Right.
Took Peter, James, and John up in the mountain. And then Joshua appeared to them to transform into form. And there appeared to him Moses. Why was Moses over here? That's on the other side of the river.
Right. Yeah.
He got across there, but he was in the spirit. See, Moses and John. John, he was the last prophet to baptize the Messiah. He was the last prophet to the Messiah. And Moses was the first one under the law. The law of the prophets, they were witnessing to Yahweh Messiah. So that's why they appeared there. Showing that he was back there with Moses. Showing him down there in both places. Because they were both eyewitnesses to him. You ought to be able to see him and be able to appreciate what he did with him. Now he's doing all of that to show that he is, why you know, Peter, James, and John. You remember y'all took Moses, you bring up your brother Aaron, they there in the fire up in the mountain. I'm fulfilling. I bring that all to the end. See? That you might be able to see that now my spirit in your heart and mind, that's what's going to endure. See, that's the true bread of life. See, partaking of the wisdom, see, Paul wrote to the Philippians. Maybe you better get that. Philippians 2:5. Then go to Philippians 3. Oh, it's some little thing up. I've been going back and reading a lot of things over again. And that man, I'm talking about Dr. Kemp. When you hear him speak, especially when he's going a mile a minute, see, he's not looking at anybody in the room. He's always looking at the purpose of Yahweh, what he saw in the vision. I put it that way. He's bringing down, just tying it back and forth all the way down to all the prophets. That's him proving. That's him seeing what, he's telling us what he's seeing in the vision of Revelation. And what he's drawing on the chart. I mean, he'll be going down the whole thing. But he's going so fast. See, he's caught up. See, and now if you caught up with him, you'll fall. You fall wrong with you. You got along to where you sit there and see you fall. See, you caught up in the spirit with him. So therefore, then you're one with him. You never see what he's talking about. So here's the Messiah. He takes Peter, James, John to the mountain and transfers the report. Now, if he's doing that down here, he got to do something before we say, I come and fulfill. So it had to be some place like that he had to happen before. So he could fulfill it. All he's doing is fulfilling the law of the prophets. See? Now, Yeah, let's get it, Philippians 1:2-5.
Philippians 2:5, let this spirit be in you.
Now, it says, let this mind be in you, but it's supposed to be spirit. See, let the spirit be in you. Now, what spirit was in you? Yahweh was in you. That's what's supposed to be in you and me. That's what you're supposed to become aware of. That Yahweh is in your body. That's what gives you the breath of life. That's what causes you to exist. But you got to come knowledge of that. And you come knowledge by seeing, now when you said, let the spirit be in you which was in Yahweh's Messiah.
Right.
Now, Yah, now let's compare this. When you come into school, did you know where you were going? Did you know where you came from? You might say mom and dad, but I'm talking further back than that. See? What was your very essence of life? See? We're going to talk about, I want to know why I'm here, what I'm doing. That's what you're down here for. That's what you're here for. You got down here to be a son of Yahweh to give glory back to the Father. So what we're seeing down here, he said, let the spirit be in you which was in Yahshua's side. Well, Joshua knew where he came from and knew where he was going. So when you come down and you find out where you came from and knew where you go, you came forth from Yahweh. See? And Yahweh said he declared the end from the beginning, so you came from Yahweh and go back to Yahweh. So no big mystery. Now you know where you come from, where you're going. See? Read on.
Who being in the form of Elohim, did not strive to claim for himself equality with Yahweh,
Read.
but divested himself of
But
his
he
glory,
divested himself of his glory.
and took upon himself the form of a servant.
Took upon himself, oh, this goes like that. Let me correct something I said the other night, or I said the Friday before that. Colossians 1:14.
Colossians 1:14, 13, who hath delivered us from the power of darkness.
Good. You started with 13. You said who? Now who are we talking about? Yahshua Messiah. He has delivered us from the power of darkness. We were in darkness. We didn't know where we come from, where we were going at. We were in darkness. See, read.
And hath translated us
And had, that means present tense, translated us
into the kingdom of his dear Son.
into the kingdom of his dear Son. When he poured out the Spirit, that changed, that's him coming in their hearts and minds of men. Let's translate him into the kingdom of his dear Son. The kingdom is Yahshua Messiah. You're in the body of Yahshua Messiah by believing in him. Read.
In whom we have redemption.
In whom we have redemption. We redeemed by him, read.
Through his blood.
Through his blood. That's atoning blood.
Even the forgiveness of sins.
Even the forgiveness of sin. Read.
Who is the image.
Who? Yahshua. He is the image. Read.
Of the invisible El.
Of the invisible El.
The firstborn of all creation.
The firstborn of all creation.
Right.
See? I think when I started the five people, I was trying to say that he was the image of this individual. That's not true.
Right.
There's no image here.
That's right.
This is the image of Yahweh. He's in the image of Yahweh.
That's right.
See? Read it again now.
Who is the image of the invisible El.
Joshua is the image of the invisible El. Read.
The firstborn of all
The
creation.
firstborn, and this is the firstborn of all
That's
creation.
right.
This is the first thing Yahweh created. It's the firstborn of all creation. Now, after he took on this ship, now that's the Father giving the power to the Son, and the Son created the heaven and earth.
Right.
Why? Because you have David back there, king of Israel. He couldn't build a temple. The Son had to build it through the temple of Yahweh.
Right.
So you see the same thing had to happen. It's being repeated. Finish it.
16, for by him were all things.
For by him were all things, some things. I mean, he didn't make all the angels. He made the first son, and then he made the other son. See, if all things were made by him.
That are in heaven.
That are in heaven. That means all the angelic hosts were made by him.
That are in earth.
That are in earth.
Visible and invisible.
Visible and invisible.
Whether there be thrones or dominions, or principalities or powers, all things were created by him.
All things were created by him and for him. See, we got to do this pretty Yahweh. See, back over in Colossians, back over in Philippians. The same verse we was reading, I want to ask What does it say?
6, for being in the form of
For being in
Elohim,
the form. Now Yahshua, he's in the form of Elohim.
did not strive to claim for himself equality with
He
Yahweh.
didn't describe, he didn't try to boast himself up, make himself equal to Yahweh. See? Read.
But divested himself of his glory,
Uh-huh.
and took upon himself the
Took
form
upon himself the form
of a
of a
servant,
servant. See, being obedient, read.
and was made in the likeness of men.
And was made in the likeness of
And
man.
being found in fashion
Being
as
not
man,
being found in fashion as a man.
he humbled
He
himself.
humbled himself, he submitted himself. And said, Father, see, take this cup from me, but it's not my will, but thy will be done. So he's willing to go in there, knowing it's going to please Yahweh. See, not for my will, but for thy will be done. So he was, look folks, he was the one that created all things.
Right.
I don't time for the bell ring. See, you read the bell if you want to. I know it's time about time.
One more minute.
See, I'm trying to watch Charles looking at trying to read the bell.
No,
No, sir.
I wanted to go on.
See, you know, see,
He
now,
humbled
see,
himself
see, now he humbled himself,
and became obedient unto death,
became obedient unto death,
even the death of the cross.
even to the death of the cross. Now you and I want to reject that? He did that for us.
Right.
We should have been on the one on the cross. See? How many of you would take a nail to your hand? Doesn't sound good, comfortable. See? So if you look and see what's happening, you see that while we look back, we're looking at what happened with him. See? And the Apostle Paul. See? Remember, he was sent out by the Sanhedrin Council to go and bring anybody that was teaching against the law of Moses. Bring him back into captivity, bring him back up to Jerusalem. See? But while he was on his way down to Damascus, Joshua appeared to him, see, and told him, Saul, Saul, why persecutest thou me? See, why kickest thou against the prick? See, talking about he's killing all these people that was against, teaching against the law of Moses. When they understood what the law was about then. See, they didn't understand, he didn't understand that. But when he was struck down to the ground, and Joshua appeared to him, see, then Yahweh fleshed through his mind the law of the prophets, and showed the Messiah coming in and fulfill it. And when he seen all that come down, see, now he said, where is the wise? Where is the scribes?
Right.
See, remember he was talking about the wise, the scribes, the Pharisees. He was talking about them. But now he said, where is the wise? See, now you got an understanding now. I'm ready to take you on now. Before I did, I didn't know what I'm talking about. See, Peter, see, to Joshua. You go to the ground, I'll go with you all to death. See, he put his little tin sword with him. He's going to come, he's going to fight for him. See, the Messiah said, before the cock crows, you're going to deny me 3 times. And Peter said, no, not me, I'm for you. I'm ready to go to the cross. I'm ready to go to jail. I'm ready to die for you. That's Peter's thinking about it. So the Messiah, before the cock crows this morning, you denied me 3 times. And during that night, he denied it. The cock, that's the last time he denied the cock crowed. So that cock crowed. See, Peter, the book reads, he turned around and saw, looked at the Messiah, and realized he denied it. He went away crying. Because you know he denied it. See, but now, but 53 days later, see, you know, the day of Pentecost, he was the spokesman on the day of Pentecost.
Yeah.
This man who you crucified, Yahweh raised him up and made him, set him on the right hand of Yahweh. See, he made him King of Kings and Lord of Lords. See, come on back down there all we can.
Make sure you pick up all the belongings and all trash around you. And we hold classes here on Fridays from 7 to 9 o'clock, and on Sundays from 11 to 1. And we also hold an informal Bible study on Wednesdays from 7 to 9 o'clock. Let us all stand to this meeting. Now again, as able to keep you from falling, and to present you faultless before the presence of his Lord with exceeding joy. To the only wise Elohim, our Savior, through Yahshua the Messiah, our Sovereign, belong glory, majesty, dominion, and power, both before all time, now and ever. Let us all say, Amen.
Hallelujah.